Have you ever felt there's more to life than what meets the eye? Not in a vague philosophical sense, but in a way that almost feels remembered, as if something deep within you already knows a truth you've just forgotten. Centuries ago, in the silence of the Egyptian desert, a high priest entered a sacred chamber. It was pitch dark, save for the faint glimmer of starlight filtering through a slit in the stone ceiling. There, surrounded by carvings of serpents' eyes and cosmic symbols, he sat in stillness for days, fasting, breathing, waiting. He wasn't just praying, he was awakening something within. Fast forward to today, and a curious teenager scrolls through a conspiracy video at midnight, stumbling across a word he's never heard before: the pineal gland. He brushes it off, until that night he dreams of an intense blue light flooding through his forehead. He wakes up changed. Coincidence, or something deeper? Across cultures, across time, and across consciousness itself, people have spoken of a hidden eye, not one that sees the world, but one that sees through it. An eye of wisdom, of truth, of awakening. Why did the ancients encode its secrets in temples, in symbols, and in sacred chants? What did they know that we've forgotten? Today we journey into the hidden science of the third eye, not just as a concept, but as a real, living force within you, a forgotten gateway, waiting to be opened. Nestled deep in the center of your brain, between the two hemispheres, lies a tiny gland that looks almost insignificant. It's no larger than a grain of rice, shaped like a pine cone. Hence its name, the pineal gland. But don't let its size fool you. This little gland plays a massive role in your life. Biologically, the pineal gland is part of the endocrine system. Its primary known function is to produce and regulate melatonin, the hormone responsible for your sleep-wake cycle, also known as the circadian rhythm. When the sun sets and darkness falls, the pineal gland kicks into action, signaling your body to rest. When daylight returns, it winds down melatonin production, telling you it's time to rise. But here's where it gets fascinating. The pineal gland responds to light, even though it's buried inside your brain. It contains specialized cells called photoreceptors, the same type found in your actual eyes. This means it has the ability to sense light, even in total darkness. This biological oddity has led many scientists and philosophers to speculate about its true nature. In the 1600s, the famous French philosopher René Descartes declared the pineal gland to be the seat of the soul. He believed it was the point where the physical body and the non-physical soul interacted. While modern neuroscience hasn't proven this, Descartes' theory continues to intrigue researchers and spiritual seekers alike. Some scientists today believe that the pineal gland plays a role in mystical experiences and altered states of consciousness. Why? Because it's been shown to produce dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, a powerful natural compound known for its ability to induce vivid dreams, near-death experiences, and deep spiritual visions. So we must ask, is the pineal gland just a sleep regulator, or is it a biological doorway, a hidden interface between the physical and the metaphysical? In the overlap between science and spirit, the pineal gland stands as a mysterious bridge, waiting to be understood. Long before modern science ever dissected a brain or discovered melatonin, ancient civilizations were already speaking in symbols, cryptic yet powerful, about an inner eye, an invisible center of perception that went beyond ordinary sight. In ancient Egypt, this concept took visual form as the Eye of Horus, a sacred symbol etched onto temple walls, sarcophagi, and scrolls. When overlaid with a cross-section of the human brain, the symbol matches strikingly with the pineal gland and surrounding structures. The Egyptians didn't just worship gods, they encoded metaphysical truths in their art. their temples aligned with stars, and serpent motifs coiled up pillars, symbolizing Kundalini energy rising up the spine, culminating in the awakened third eye. In Hinduism, this energy is personified in the Ajna Chakra, the sixth energy center in the body, located between the eyebrows. Depicted as an indigo lotus with two petals, it is the seat of intuition, inner vision, and divine insight. Hindu deities like Shiva are often shown with a literal third eye, sometimes open, sometimes closed, representing the awakened state of consciousness that transcends duality. Buddhism also speaks of inner vision, not through chakras, but through deep meditation and mindfulness. Enlightened beings like the Buddha are often portrayed with a bump or spiral on the forehead, the urna, representing spiritual wisdom and the ability to see the ultimate truth. Even in Christianity, subtle references suggest an inner eye. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Matthew 6:22. Early Christian mystics often spoke of spiritual vision and divine union through inner stillness. Across the ocean, indigenous cultures of the Americas, Australia, and Africa have long spoken of a vision quest, a rite of passage involving solitude, fasting, and deep connection with nature. These rituals were designed to awaken inner sight, to receive messages not with the eyes, but with the soul. Interestingly, pinecone imagery appears in ancient temple architecture worldwide. From the Vatican's pinecone courtyard to Sumerian carvings, where gods hold pinecone-like objects near human heads. Why pine cones? Because they mirror the shape of the pineal gland and symbolize illumination, regeneration, and eternal life. All of these cultures, separated by time and geography, somehow spoke of the same thing, a hidden center within us all, capable of awakening, of seeing beyond illusion. Coincidence, or a universal truth we've only begun to rediscover? The awakening of the third eye doesn't begin with lightning bolts or dramatic visions. It begins subtly, quietly. But once it starts, the world feels different. You begin to experience synchronicities, those strange, meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to ignore. You think of someone, and they call you moments later. You ask the universe for a sign, and it appears, on a billboard, in a song, in a stranger's words. Numbers start repeating, 1111, 222, 333, catching your attention like a gentle whisper from the cosmos. You're on the right path. There's déjà vu, that eerie feeling that you've been here before, even when you know you haven't. It's not just a mental glitch. It feels like memory from another layer of reality. As the third eye stirs, you begin to sense time differently, not just in hours and minutes, but in energy. Moments stretch, intuition sharpens. You know things without knowing how. Your senses heighten. Colors seem more vivid, sounds more layered, and nature feels more alive. The rustling of leaves, the breeze on your skin, the warmth of sunlight, all begin to feel sacred. You might find animals drawn to you, or feel emotionally moved by music or art like never before. Your dreams deepen, becoming clearer, more symbolic, even prophetic. You may experience lucid dreaming, where you realize you're dreaming and begin to control the dream. Some even report out-of-body experiences, or the sensation of leaving their physical body and observing from above. You also begin to feel people's energy before they speak. You walk into a room and sense tension or peace without a word exchanged. Your empathy expands. You start recognizing when someone's words don't match their vibration. These aren't fantasies, they're signs. Signs that the third eye is awakening, that you're beginning to see with more than your eyes. You're beginning to remember. Awakening the third eye isn't a switch you flip, it's a process, a journey. Like training a muscle, it requires consistency, patience, and trust in the unseen. Meditation is the most essential tool, not just any meditation, but intentional stillness that draws your awareness inward, especially to the area between your eyebrows. A simple daily practice: sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on the space between the brows. Visualize a deep indigo light or a glowing violet flame. With each breath, imagine that light growing brighter. 10 to 20 minutes a day is enough to begin. Breathwork also activates the pineal gland. Techniques like alternate nostril breathing, nadi shodhana, or kapalabhati, skull-shining breath, help balance the nervous system and clear mental fog. They improve oxygen flow to the brain, energizing the inner eye. Sound frequencies are powerful as well. The pineal gland resonates with specific vibrations, particularly around 963 Hz, known as the frequency of the gods. Listening to binaural beats, solfeggio tones, or Tibetan singing bowls can help tune your energy field to a higher state of awareness. Diet plays a major role. The pineal gland is calcified in many people, hardened by fluoride, processed foods, and environmental toxins. To reverse this, avoid fluoride-heavy products like some tap water and toothpaste, and focus on cleansing foods: raw fruits and vegetables, chlorophyll-rich greens, spirulina, turmeric, and raw cacao. Nature is medicine. Spending time barefoot on the earth, grounding, helps discharge static energy from your body. Watching a sunrise or sunset balances your circadian rhythm and resensitizes the pineal gland to natural light cues. There are stages to awakening. At first, you may feel physical sensations, a tingling in the forehead, warmth or pressure. Then come changes in dreams, perception, and emotional release. Old traumas might surface. Confusion may arise. This is normal. The ego resists change, but on the other side of discomfort is clarity. Obstacles are common: self-doubt, overthinking, impatience. The key is to surrender. The third eye doesn't open through force, it opens through trust, through letting go. Create a daily routine: morning breathwork, evening meditation, clean eating, digital detox, nature walks, a journal to track your inner shifts. This isn't just about awakening a gland, it's about awakening yourself to a deeper truth, a higher awareness, and a life beyond the veil. The moment the third eye begins to stir, something unexpected often happens: resistance, not from the outside world, but from within. The ego, the identity you've constructed over years of experiences, beliefs, and conditioning, begins to panic. Why? Because the third eye doesn't just show you light, it shows you truth. And truth is rarely comfortable. It dissolves illusions, exposes hidden fears, and challenges everything you thought was you. Emotionally, this can feel like anxiety, confusion, or even fear. You may question your sanity, your beliefs, or your sense of self. Some feel a deep sadness as old emotional wounds resurface to be seen. Others feel anger as the ego tries to protect its territory. Mentally, the ego becomes loud. It floods your mind with doubt. This is nonsense. You're making it up. What will people think of me? The ego thrives on certainty, repetition, and identity. But the third eye invites surrender, silence, and transformation. It doesn't destroy the ego. It simply shows that the ego is not you. It is a mask, a survival tool, a story. And when that story starts to unravel, fear is natural. This fear is a sign of progress. Awareness is the medicine. By observing your thoughts without judgment, just witnessing, you slowly break the ego's grip. You start seeing thought patterns for what they are, habits, not truth. You begin to reclaim your inner space, and then, slowly, freedom. True awakening doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with a quiet shift, the realization that you are not your fears, not your thoughts, not even your past. You are the awareness behind it all, and when that awareness grows stronger than the ego's defense, the veil lifts. You begin to see. Close your eyes for a moment, not to escape, but to return. Return to the place within you that has always been silent, still, watching, the part of you untouched by time, unshaken by fear, and unbound by the noise of the world. This is the eye behind the eyes, the truth behind the thoughts, the soul behind the skin. The ancients knew this secret, not just as myth or metaphor, but as a lived reality. They carved it into stone, painted it on temple walls, encoded it into chants, geometry, and ritual. They knew that real power doesn't lie in domination of others, but in mastery of self. And now, in this moment, you remember too. The third eye is not just an organ, it's a gateway, a bridge between what is seen and what is known. It's the lamp in the darkness, the compass of the soul, the mirror that reflects not your face, but your essence. You are not here to sleep through life. You are here to wake up, to rise above the static, to see beyond appearances, to feel what's real beneath the noise. The world around you may stay the same, but when your perception shifts, your experience transforms. You begin to notice meaning in the mundane, beauty in the ordinary, synchronicity in chaos. You no longer walk blindly, you walk awake. This is not the end of the journey. It's the threshold, the beginning of a deeper unfolding. So ask yourself, not with fear, but with courage, what would happen if I truly opened my inner eye? Would I find peace, purpose, God, myself? There's only one way to know. Close your eyes and open the one that sees all.